What is up, you guys? It is Friday. It's March 4th. No, it's not. It's March 7th, 2025. I was just joking. I was trying to check to see if you were on your toes. You passed. Good job. Anyway, it's Friday. We're here. Yes. All right. I got some pretty uplifting kind of give me that feeling that I can still count on humanity, there every now and then humanity kind of shows through and you're reaffirmed oh, thank God, it gives me hope. So let me just hold on to this little sliver of hope for just a millisecond. Let's get to it. All right. So as you guys know, I'll leave my thoughts to the end. Let's get to it. So in a petition that was written, that was put out by a Christian group called Faithful America, they received more than 16,000 people to sign their petition that was started by them, urging the Senate to protect Medicaid and vote against the recently passed House budget resolution, which they believe, and most people, most political analysts, most political commentators, the Democratic Party believe that will include some monumental Medicaid cuts. Last week, the lower chamber narrowly passed a budget resolution seeking billions in cuts over the coming years. Republican leaders, including the House Speaker Mike Johnson, has repeatedly said that the bill does not include any cuts to Medicaid, Medicare, or Social Security. However, the Democrats continue to argue that the cuts to the government health program are likely, and that the Independent Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, confirmed that it would be nearly impossible to reduce spending without cuts to Medicaid or Medicare. Trump has garnered significant support amongst evangelical and conservative Christians, with the Associated Press reporting that 8 in 10 white evangelicals supported him in 2020 and again in 2024. However, there are many progressive Christians who have pushed back on Trump's policies and rhetoric because they don't, I'll keep the analysis to the end. In a petition launched on February 28th, Faithful America, a group of Christians advocating for social justice who have vocally spoken out against Trump, called for senators to, quote, protect the 72 million Americans who depend on Medicaid and vote no to Trump's budget proposal. Newsweek reached out to Faithful America for comment via email on Thursday. Anyway, the House bill moved to the Senate last week, but it has not hit the floor yet. Some senators have already expressed that they would not vote in support of the budget resolution as is, and it's likely to be reworked. Republicans control both the chambers of Congress, but holds slim majorities. Faithful America writes on its website describing the petition that the budget resolution could, quote, cut Medicaid by $880 billion. It's not clear whether cuts will be yet, but as the bill does not explicitly mention Medicaid, but rather instructs the Energy and Commerce Committee, which legislates on the program, to identify at least $880 billion worth of cuts. Democrats and critics argue that the reductions are likely given the program's size and the sheer billions to cut. The CBO said on March 5th that the House Committee on Energy and Commerce outlays other than for Medicaid and CHIP a total of $381 billion over a 10-year period, which is notably less than $880 billion in proposed cuts. Quote, as a Christian, I am appalled to learn that Congress is considering passing a budget resolution that strips hundreds of billions of dollars from Medicaid in order to ramp up racist deportations and cuts taxes for the wealthy, the petition said. Carrie Wallace Thompson, Faithful America's digital campaign director, told Newsweek in an email Thursday, quote, Trump's agenda is the antithesis of Jesus' teachings and straight out of the Project 2025 playbook. More than 16,000 of our members sent messages to Congress urging them to vote no on Trump's budget proposal and asking them to reject the Christian nationalist ploy to pit vulnerable communities against each other for the benefit of the few. Several Democrats held Save Medicaid signs during Trump's joint congressional address earlier this week. Democratic Representative Al Green was removed from the chamber after shouting and disturbing the speech, saying that Trump had no mandate to cut Medicaid. The president did not mention Medicaid at all during his lengthy address. 90 minutes. As of Thursday, there are over 16,800 signatures on the petition, which says it's wrong to take something as critical as healthcare away from millions of people just to satisfy a few individuals who have more money that they can spend in a lifetime. Nearly 80 million people rely on Medicaid for health insurance, including to Medicaid data from October 2024. Approximately 72 million are enrolled in Medicaid, while 7.2 million are covered through the Children's Health Insurance Program, or CHIP. Josh Bivens, the chief economist at the Economic Policy Institute, told CNBC, "It's very hard to imagine coming up with enough savings from what's in their jurisdiction without a hefty cut to Medicaid, just given its size." House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said that the budget resolution will set in motion the largest Medicaid cut in American history. It's outrageous. President Donald Trump said in a February Fox interview, Social Security won't be touched other than this fraud or something we're going to find. It's going to be strengthened, but it won't be touched. In reference to Medicare and Medicaid, he said none of that stuff is going to be touched. Speaker Mike Johnson said in an X post on February 26th, Medicaid is for single mothers with small children who are just trying to make it. It's not for 29-year-old males sitting on their couch playing video games. We're going to find those guys and we're going to send them back to work. Tough guy. Representative Al Green wrote in a March 5th X post, "Last night I stood up for those who need Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. Democrats will never abandon the fight to make sure every American has a safe, healthy, and financially secure life." The Senate must now review and approve its own budget resolution. It may negotiate changes to what was passed in the House. This could include revising the $880 billion in committee cuts that may impact Medicaid. So we'll see what happens. If you guys are interested, I'm actually going to post a link for we'll post the website so you guys can go to that website and sign the petition. I think it's important, even though we may not agree completely on any religious beliefs or any spiritual beliefs, but at least we share in that. The more people that are on this petition, the better. If you guys want to sign the petition, go to www.faithfulamerica.org. www.faithfulamerica.org. There's a lot of different petitions here to sign. The one that I was discussing is Christians Reject Cuts to Medicaid. There's another one that's Keep ICE Out of Our Churches. So this looks like, and I will continue to investigate and look a little bit further into this organization, but from what I can see, they're very forward-leaning and really embrace what Christianity is all about, right? So one of the things that it says is this Lent, we're fasting from financially supporting the billionaires and corporations that are stoking hate and supporting Trump, and we're doing it together as a community of social justice Christians. So there you go. Go to www.faithfulamerica.org to sign the petition. Peace.